Okay guys, today in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the MAPS program, MAPS Aesthetic. So I'm going to talk you through the basic breakdown of the program. So first of all, the program is specifically designed for advanced lifters who are looking to sculpt and shape their physique. If you follow the podcast, you see the guys on the podcast, there's a gentleman on there called Adam. He's competed before and he has used programming pretty much like MAPS Aesthetic program during his competing period. So I'll give you the breakdown of the program. So it's based on 3 full body workouts. So it has the same kind of skeleton as MAPS Anabolic has, but it's much more high volume and it's much more advanced. So let's go into it. So you have 3 distinct phases. So a bit like MAPS Anabolic, the first phase is a strength phase. However, the difference is really you have a lot more volume, so a lot more exercises. Generally there's more sets in this work in this type of program, and also there's going to be more exercises that you won't see in more basic programs like MAPS Anabolic. So you have things like the snatch grip deadlift, you have things like T-bar rows, you will also have lat pull downs as well. And the other thing really is the rest periods are shorter. So rather than having 3-minute rest periods, you have like 90 seconds of rest. So this means they're chasing a little bit of a different adaptation, which is more in tune with sculpting rather than kind of mass building, I would say. Okay, so what I would say as well, guys, is the workouts do take longer from lived experience, from having done them. Just being completely honest with you, that's my experience, and I have tried to condense them and so forth, but they do take somewhat longer. So that if you have a busy schedule, that's something to bear in mind. You may be better off with something more like anabolic during a time when your workload is busier rather than MAPS Aesthetic. So on your off days, this is where it gets interesting. So we have trigger sessions in MAPS Anabolic, which is like body weight and rubber bands workouts, where you can actually just simply target pretty much the whole body, or if you want to specify specifically work on a certain group of muscles, you could do that inside of MAPS Anabolic. So what they have got here is a little different. They have something called a focus session. So the guys recommend focusing on 1 or 2 what you would consider lagging body parts, or rather just body parts that you want to place special focus on those off days. And they recommend doing this using sort of like less damaging exercises like cables and machines rather than like compound lifts. So if you were doing your chest as your focus body part, you would use like cable flies, for example, or pec deck, or maybe dumbbell flies, you know, and like weight that's moderate. So like weight that you can easily get 15 reps in each set with. And they recommend only doing 3 exercises for 3 sets with 15 reps per exercise. So I mean, when you think about that, 15 reps, if you're able to do 15 reps, that means it's not going to be crazy heavy weight or anything. It's just to get a bit of a pump, a bit like what they consider an elevated form of a trigger session. But the difference between the trigger sessions and this is you're using weights, okay, or machines or cables, which is, my view, humbly, more damaging on the body, okay? So it's more stress on the body, and if you're a person who's prone to overtrain and overdo it, there's that temptation to always add a bit more or see how much you can push it. I mean, I ended up doing double days, okay, between me and you, okay, when I was doing this. So for context, if you have that kind of like, if you know that about yourself, I would say maybe you want to, like, before you work into this program, maybe try MAPS Anabolic, or maybe run this program for a brief period and then phase out of it. It's something lower volume, such as MAPS Anabolic, or something more strength-based, more foundational. But overall, guys, amazing program. So the middle phase, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, 60 to 90 seconds of rest. It's just a bit more high rep, so you're not really pushing such heavy weight now. I think it was 60 seconds rest potentially. So yeah, and slightly higher reps. And that final phase, you have phase 3. It's a lot of supersets. That's probably the most challenging phase of the whole entire workout, really, guys. And you have 3 distinct workouts of the week. So unlike with Maps Anabolic, where you can have it as a 2-day-a-week workout program or a 3-day-a-week program, with this, you have actually got 3 distinct workouts. Also, another thing to mention, guys, your focus days, where you focus on the lagging body parts. Unlike Maps Anabolic, where you have trigger sessions every single day, you only have 2 to 3. So you can work out up to 3 days a week extra. And then that final 7th day is a rest day, okay? And if you do decide to go to the gym, it's got to be all mobility or walking on the treadmill, something like that, or else you will overtrain. So again, I would say if you're more predisposed to overtraining, it's not maybe the best program for you, because there's a lot of freedom in those focus sessions, there's a lot of flexibility there, and there's always that temptation there. And because you're using weights rather than bands, it can fatigue the body. And the main foundational workouts are higher in volume, and the final phase has a lot of supersets. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the workouts has actually got something like 5 supersets in a row, and it is challenging. It does, in my opinion, consume quite a bit of time, because bear in mind, at the gym, you have to be considerate to other gym users. You have to put the equipment away, you have to re-rack the bars, put the plates back. All of that does contribute some time. You have to find equipment sometimes as well. So the higher volume can add more time in the real world. But overall, it's an amazing program. It is very enjoyable. It's also extremely well written. So the flow of the exercises, like if you've ever done any of the guys' Mind Pumps programs before, you'll see that the flow of exercises, it's not only effective, but it's also extremely enjoyable. So if you've done Maps Anabolic before or Maps Red, you're going to see that it's very, very enjoyable. It seems to make sense. It seems to have tons of natural flow. So you'll have things like, I don't know if these people will appeal to this, but barbell squats superset with sissy squats, or lying leg curls superset with Bulgarian split squats in that last phase, or bench press superset with dumbbell press. So it is pretty enjoyable stuff, guys, but very, very high volume, quite intense. It does stress the body out a bit. My experience is you also have to see what your body actually responds better to. So some people might find they actually lean out more with a program like Maps Anabolic. With me, the results were kind of favourable. I built my chest up quite a bit through doing Maps Aesthetic, because all the extra volume in those focus sessions with like flies and machine flies, cable flies, it did help. What I would personally, just from a personal note, guys, recommend doing to make your focus sessions fun is, if you're focusing on the same body part, it can get repetitive if you're using the same exercises over and over again. So this has nothing to do with the results, but more to do with like how much you enjoy your training. I would just the program gives you like a list of exercises you can use for certain body parts. But what I would recommend doing is, if say you're doing chest, there's only like 5 exercises listed, go and add some of your own. It tells you in the program, the list there is almost exhaustive. You can add things. So you could add like Sven press, hammer strength machines. As long as it's not something too taxing like a bench press or something, you can add it in there, guys. So there is that flexibility. There is the potential as well, if you have, like me, I've got some gym equipment here. There is the potential as well to, at home, I'm quite gifted with the amount of gym equipment I have actually got. So I've got this, okay. So I've got some dumbbells and I've got a bench. And I've got some rubber bands, some resistance bands, and a suspension trainer. So you have got the potential there, guys, to actually do some of those focus sessions at home, in your home as well. So don't think you necessarily have to hit the gym. You could use bands, and you can adapt the program to make it work for you. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this review. If you do have any questions, please let me know. What I'd say on a final note, guys, remember, Maps Aesthetic is for more advanced lifters. consider it will take a little bit of time in the gym on the foundational workouts. The focus sessions shouldn't really take you more than about 20 minutes to half an hour or so. Don't be tempted to add too much to it unless you're going to use the program for, say, pro bodybuilding or something, which is a different story. Maps Anabolic, I recommend you check that out as well. Very, very good program.